Hello, everybody. This is Pete from the RV Advocacy Network, and I want to wish everybody, first of all, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Um, there's been a lot going on here in 2025. As many people know, there is a Grand Design frame failure issue, but yes, it is industry wide. Not every manufacturer has this problem, but a lot of them do, and especially in Indiana. So, where do I start? Um, as, this isn't going to be a recap, okay, of 2025. I'm just going to kind of tell you what's going on right now, okay? First of all, we're going to talk about goodwill gestures, okay? Goodwill gestures are what manufacturers use as a terminology when they don't want to admit liability. Um, and I could get into the technical aspect of all this, but I'm just going to give it to you in a nutshell. So they don't want to admit liability. They don't want to show the numbers, especially when they're under investigation right now by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and also a class action lawsuit by Whites and Luxembourg. Um, so right now, Grand Design was telling a lot of people that they'll do certain repairs under goodwill gesture. So, not acknowledging the fact that people have warranties still, and the fact that they have manufacturer defects as well. So, with that said, that's the terminology they're using for that. Now, I have another new terminology that they're starting to use right now. So a lot of people are starting to run into, let me rephrase that, I'm sorry. A number of our members on our Grand Design RV Major Issues site are running into the issues with they have frame failure, they knowingly have frame failure, it's been diagnosed as frame failure, and Grand Design is denying full repairs. So what Grand Design is calling it now is enhanced upgrades. Okay, they're calling it enhanced upgrades. They're saying that if they do a full frame failure repair, a lot of that's considered enhanced upgrades. So they'll replace things like the sill plate that holds the wall up while you have to do the lag screws through the back side of it, and things like that. Just minor little things. If there's a pin box that's got excessive movement where it's sucking up into the upper deck, probably going to replace that too, because that's the only thing that they like to call frame failure. In other words, they say if you're within measurements with it, they call it 3/8 inch. They say 3/8 inch tolerance or less is not frame failure. Okay, but the problem is frame failure is not just the pin box measurements. This is the problem that people do not understand. There's a frame from the pin box all the way to the back. And even Lippert says it could affect as far up as the front axle. So, with that said, when they tell you you're intolerant, you're within tolerance, they're basically trying to get out of inspecting the rest of the RV. Okay? They need to remove the pylon underneath. That's the cover underneath of the pin box and the riser wall. Okay. So without getting all into the technical aspect of that, this is getting to be a massive problem for a lot of people. It's bad enough when Grand Design is trying to deflect blame, delay repairs, and even as far as denying them. Right now what's happening is they're basically denying a lot of people's warranty and manufacturer defect repairs, and they're trying to call them enhanced upgrades. Well, they're not an upgrade. They're fixing it. They're supposed to fix it back to the way it should have been. They still can't fix them correctly because the frames are compromised. This we know. There's no doubt about this. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that, like I've said before in the previous video, that discredit me and everything else. And, well, we're at a site of over 7,100 people. Okay. With that said, this means we're getting stories from owners. This isn't misinformation on social media. That social media is actual owners, okay? And they've all come to my site, Grand Design RV Major Issues, to be able to discuss it freely without being harassed and badgered, you know, unlike what Grand Design says they don't do, even though we know for a fact they do. We've caught them in it way too many times. So, where do I go from here? There's a lot of problems. This company is clearly dismissing a lot of people. They are doing their best to cover it up through social media, and I don't think it's working very well. Like I tell everybody, they don't care about attorneys. They don't care if you have an attorney. Not at all. And they don't care if they have to cover it up with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to cover something up, because we know that they've been doing this already. We've got proof of it. It's clear as day. But the thing that they don't like, they despise, and I call it their kryptonite, and that's social media. Because they know we're all talking here. Everybody, we're all talking about this now. And now, because of this one site that I created, okay, we're all talking about it in one location. Have they tried to shut me down? Yes, just recently. One of my original profiles on Facebook. I know this wasn't Facebook. It was so random, it's not even funny. And the fact that you can't get any kind of explanation from Meta as to what happened, or what did you say, or what did you do, and based off of what happened the day that that happened, I know exactly where it came from. So, Grand Design and Winnebago, you are on notice. So with that said, I have other ways, and that's, you know, to reach out to people, and that's through, yes, this brand new YouTube channel, RV Advocacy Network, and also the website rvadvocacy.com. So let's go back to what's happening right now. As a lot of people saw, Grand Design has come out with this new 2026 model with the new composite roof, the new independent suspension, smoke and mirrors. I'm going to tell you right now, it's smoke and mirrors. Now, I do stand by the MoreRide independent suspension, but I'm sure they'll find a way to screw that up too. So, with that said, you know, there's still some problems here. And also the new frame. I should mention the new Omega frame that they're trying to glorify as the new, you know, the new big thing. The problem with the new big thing is leaving out a lot of people that bought the old frames. And they're not honoring their warranties. And they're being disrespectful. They're retail service managers, as they call them. I call them their customer support people, and that's all they are. They're not the final say-so. They have no real authority, and they're downright rude and dismissive to a lot of customers. And this is the company that says that they stand by their products and their customers. I'm not seeing that. Folks, I'm not seeing that. My question to you all is this. What if you start having all these problems? How are they going to treat you down the line? If you buy a brand new 2026 Grand Design, let's say Solitude or Momentum or Influence, how are they going to treat you when you start having problems because of their manufacturer defects? This is the big thing, is everybody keeps thinking because it's brand new. All this is marketing manipulation. They are manipulating everybody. Okay, they're good at it. I got to give them credit. Their marketing department is fantastic. I gave them big time credit. The problem is you can see it, especially now that many of us are sitting back watching it happen, and we're watching it. we see what they're doing to manipulate people to buy these grand designs, and then those people have problems. Um, right now, I'll give you another good example. I have one of my members. She's been on YouTube before with Liz Amazing, and they sent an inspector what she was expecting, and they sent two other unknown people at the time. She didn't know who they were. And not until they got probably close to an hour into the conversations, it was discovered that one of them was an attorney, and the other lady, the other woman who was with him, never identified what her role was. So, what this said is this is how they come at you. They try to dismiss um, what you're telling them and what you're showing them. Um, they only inspected one thing on her RV, okay? One thing, despite all the other problems, okay? And I won't get into that case. That case is still ongoing right now. But this is just one of the example of how they are treating people. Oh, by the way, did I mention that attorney also had the new Meta glasses with the where he could film stuff? She didn't know that until well into it, and so he didn't disclose that up front. Nor was she even represented by her own legal representation because she did not expect it. But these are the type of tactics that they are using against people to discredit them, just like they try to do with me. Okay, I can take it, and I say bring it on, and I actually mean that too. Bring it on. So with that said, folks, just you really need to really consider whether you want to, so to speak, get in bed with this company or not. This is disgusting what's happening right now, how people are being treated. And listen, I'm not in this for any kind of money. I make nothing from this. As I keep saying, I make nothing from this at all. Zero, not even advertising dollars or anything. And I'm not going for the clicks and the likes and all that. My job is to advocate for the RV consumer, you guys, okay? Because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of watching these types of companies walk all over people. We're in the same situation, as you can see, you can tell here. My studio is the garage of my momentum, and so I don't have the big fancy studios. But with that said, the message can still be gotten out to everybody. Okay. I want to thank a couple people that have interviewed me in the past. Tom from EnjoyTheJourney.life and also Chris from Why Wait. I want to thank those guys for allowing me to speak to all of you in the past. And now since this one other site that was taken offline, I have my hunches about that. I've decided I'm going to go ahead and try to put something together here and do this channel. At some point here, I want to start interviewing other RV owners, and this is not going to be just about Grand Design in Winnebago. This is also going to be about the RV industry as a whole. As many people may know too, I run the Forest River RV Major Issues site, and of course the RVadvocacy.com website. And this is an industry-wide problem that we all need to get our head around if we're going to continue. Well, we're not, but if people are going to continue to RV, okay? We have made the decision, just so everybody knows, we came off the road back on the end of July 2024. We've decided to stay stationary right now. I don't want to buy a house in this economy right now. We could, but I don't want to do that. And the fact that we've got a roof over our head, we're in a really nice RV park. I get to see a bunch of people here. give out my cards and talk to them and help them out through problems. So, with that said, we're going to hang tight. Probably got another year here, excuse me. And I'm going to continue my advocacy work, right here from the back of my garage. Um, but, um, folks, you got to be really, really careful about the RV industry. You all see where they get the awards for this. Everybody's getting an award for the best RV, and it's like, well, which is actually the best RV? And we know that the RVIA, the RV Industry Association, is a lobbying group. They are not a regulatory agency at all. So when they say that they inspect, they come in, once a month or whatever it is to inspect the different manufacturers. No, they don't. They're lobbying for the RV industry, okay? That's all they are. So, right now, as a lot of people may know, there is an investigation against Grand Design for the 2017 to the 2023 Grand Design Solitudes and Momentums. Yes, they are some of the worst, but they're not the only ones. We got Grand Design Reflections. We have Influence. I'm not seeing as many of Influence, but we are seeing them. And also we have Travel Trailers, I-beams that have cracks in them. And so with that said, let alone bent A-frames, and it's poor quality steel, folks, plain and simple. I'm curious where the new Omega frame, where the steel came from for there. And I don't mean it came from an American company who imported it from overseas. Okay, I want to know that it's U.S. standard steel, and it has to meet the different tolerances that we require here in the United States for U.S. steel. I don't know that that's happened yet. Okay, again, when you start seeing frame failure, not just with one or two RV manufacturers, or as I call assembly companies, you have to wonder if this is an issue with the suppliers. Okay, clearly, yes, Lippert has its fault in this. There is no doubt about that. I will give Lippert some credit here, though. Okay, and that is, I have sent people to Lippert to get fixed because Grand Design refused to fix their frame. Okay, or the structure. And they've stepped up. They have stepped up. Every now and then I have to get involved, and with my point of contact. But for the most part, they've stepped up where Grand Design doesn't really want to step up at all. And they've made that clear time after time. So I apologize if I'm ranting and all that good stuff. I don't mean to rant, but I'm just trying to give you as much information as possible so that you don't go into these situations blinded that they're this wonderful company that's going to take care of you. Okay, that's fine. If you believe that, that's fine. That's your choice. And then when the time does happen, because I can tell you in a lot of cases it has happened. Okay, it has happened. And it seems to be kind of consistent. You're going to want help. And I'm still going to invite you to come see me, to come to my site, and I will help you. Have I banned people on my site? Absolutely, I have. I'm not going to tolerate people being disrespectful to the members of my site. I'm not going to tolerate them being dismissive of their problems that they're having with their Grand Design RVs. And I'm just not going to have it. Let them go off to the other sites that Grand Design is affiliated with. And they can be told the same line, contact our customer service, and nothing happens. So, folks, I just, it upsets me that this is happening to so many people. And some of these cases are really, really bad. Many will know that the insurance companies will not, there's very few cases, and I mean less than a handful, of insurance companies that will total somebody's RV out. That's after multiple repairs. We've had that happen a couple times, literally 2 or 3 times. 3 times that I can think of. Would they come back as this is a manufacturer defect, then they're not going to accept the claim. So this is where you're left hanging high and dry. We have families that live full time in their RVs traveling around, and trying to enjoy the RV lifestyle, and they can't. I know a lot of people want to just talk, especially in the RV community, they just want to hear about rainbows and unicorns and how wonderful everything is. And it is. Don't get me wrong. I love the RV lifestyle. I don't like what we have to deal with. Okay? I don't like what you have to deal with. It's unacceptable. And so this is why I started doing all this. I just feel like I was put on this earth to help other people. And this is a way that I don't know, call it a gift or, I'm resourceful. Let's just leave it at that. I'm just very resourceful. And it helps us to have a bunch of people in one location where we can all talk about it. So anyway, let's go back to what's happening right now. A lot of people are being told to go to dealerships. And I'm going to tell you just the opposite. Don't go to dealerships. Either make Grand Design fix it themselves at their customer support service center in Elkhart, Indiana, or you go preferably to an independent RV repair shop, and preferably one that's a metal fabrication shop, and we can help you with that, because we know that these frames can't be fixed, and I know some shops will say that they will honor their work and their repair, but if something happens down the line, then they can't warranty that. That has to come from Grand Design. And Lippert themselves have said that these frames could fail further down the line, and they have. We've already seen it. The fact that they have underrated spindles on some of these Dexter axles that we've run across, and wheels fall off. I mean, they like to blame that on not repacking your bearings and all that good stuff on annual maintenance. But what happens if you've done your annual maintenance and this still happens? So, yes, folks, please don't let them manipulate you. Okay? If you need help, come to me, let me know. This is what I do. Either come to the Grand Design site, or come to my RV Advocacy site and email me at info@rvadvocacy.com. That's for all brands. That email is for all brands. My other email address is gdrvmajorissues@gmail.com, and that's strictly for the Grand Design stuff. So anyway, folks, I just want to thank you all for putting up, listening to me, and I don't have all the fancy abilities right now to get all the editing and everything else, so you're getting this raw and as live as I can possibly make it. So anyway, folks, again, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you all for listening, watching the video, and I would say give clicks and likes, but it's like you do what you need to do. I just want you to get the information, okay? You need to get this information and at least consider it. All right, folks. Bye.